Back home on Tuesday this week, more than 700 Kenyans who had been living in Uganda as refugees after the post-election violence returned. Their voluntary return was guided by a memorandum of understanding which the Kenyan government, the Ugandan government and the UNHCR were party to. The refugees are still in Malaba 3 days after they arrived. They say that they will not leave the camp until they are well compensated. Dorcas Wangira has just returned from Malaba and gives us that report. Of their own free will, more than 700 Kenyans who had been living as refugees in Uganda returned to a country they hadn't been to in 7 years. For them, Kiriandogo settlement in Masindi district, Uganda, has been home. Today, this camp for the internally displaced persons nestled in the DO's camp Malaba is their home, at least for now. The tents are cloaked with each family's story, pegged in spaces just enough for each household, colored mats, far too few bathrooms and toilets for everyone. The meals delay often, and it's the little ones who have to learn to deal with the hunger. Many of them left their country too young to remember the conflict. Others were born in Uganda.
Kutenda yale ambayo waliahidi watatenda. Those are broken promises. Hazifanyi. Zile ahadi ambazo waliahidi kwamba tutakaporudi hapa watatupa package na wataweza kutupa makao, yote haifanyi kazi.
Julia Wamboi says no one forced her to come back home, but she adds that if she had known that this is what she was coming back to, she would rather have remained behind. She has 6 children, 5 are sons. All of them were born and raised here in Malaba.
Najia nitapata maisha kama hii, sababu tulikuwa tumeambiwa tutapata, tumejengewa, tutapata mahali pazuri. Sasa sikutarajia tutapata maisha kama hii. Ndio ninaomba tu watufikirie vile wanaweza kutusaidia.
They had requested the government to consider the following: facilitation of return, provision of land per household, provision of shelter, provision of capital and basic requirements. The amount of capital is the bone of contention. The government maintains that it has done and is doing enough. Harun Komen, the Commissioner for Refugees in Kenya, insists that unless lines are drawn, demands will continue to rise.
Mabasi ya kutupeleka kwenye tulitoka iko na tunapatiwa shilingi 10,000 peke yake. Sasa hiyo ndio tumekataa na tumeamua tutaendelea tu kukaa tu hapa hivi. Hata kama wata wakitutesa na njaa namna gani tutakaa tu hapa hivi.
As is, they insist that they will not leave the camp. They're only meant to stay here 3 days. The father says that those still in Uganda scheduled to arrive on Sunday will not come.
Tuliambiwa tutapata shilingi 1,400. Na tulipoingia hapa tukaambiwa tunapewa 10,000 tuweko kwa magari tupelekwe kwetu. Tunapelekwa wapi? Na hatuna makao. Tukasema tutakaa hapa mpaka dakika ya mwisho.
Their fate is still largely unknown. They say this is their country as it has always been and just want to pick up the pieces of their lives they once had. Dorcas Wangira, KTN, Malaba, Busia County.